Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Up the Bus, and we're on episode number 11. Why do you pick now to start fucking about your phone? Let's just I start talking, you start tapping away at your phone.
I just needed to go to the notes. It's so before.
Pumpkin. Doesn't matter. That's this week's episode done. Hey folks, welcome to this week's episode of Up the Buff. We're on episode 11. My name is Dave Jackson. I am your co-host, and our host this week and every week and forever until we find someone better is Forever Young.
Tony Webster.
Very good, Tony. What are you doing? Like it was your voicemail? You need to say like, please leave a voicemail for Tony Webster.
It's because I realized you asked about my name and I sang Forever Young, and because I was thinking about I needed to sing that before you said my name, and it came out at just the wrong point.
Have you been diagnosed with Tourette's?
It's not Tourette's.
Forever Young.
I don't think.
Okay, yes. So what's this what episode called this week?
This episode is called Out of Sight, Out of Mind, and
Sorry, can I just pause you there for 1 second? We're on episode 11.
yeah, we are.
That's mad.
Yeah, that's mad. So it is.
That's nice. How was it?
That's us now. We're having.
No, that's mad. So again,
right. We're in the same place.
Oh yeah, so I know for anyone that's listening and not watching, I think this week I'm gonna try better to describe things because I was listening to it on Spotify and I realized there's a lot of our jokes visual gags. I say jokes, they're not jokes. Just
Yeah, there's a lot of that makes sense. Oh, there's also that what I just demonstrated. There's a lot of not finishing sentences.
okay.
On my part. Also, we refer a lot to jokes that we've made in previous episodes. So if you want to be on the in, get the inside knowledge, you have to go back to the start and watch. We don't want to sound like a broken record, but also a massive, massive thank you for people who watched 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Because
there's just loads of people and it's really surprising. Again, I know we keep bringing this up every week and we're gonna stop being surprised, but that's and it's class. So we're getting near the end of this season.
also shout out if you're Brazilian.
I know.
Yeah.
Hi Brazil.
Hola. Oh, wait.
Do we give them the awkward wave to Brazil?
Amigo. No, wait. We should really look
And no, for a couple of Portuguese. Let's edit.
Oh, yeah.
Obrigado. So then like obrigado. Yeah.
Obrigado. It's like an old brigado. Like, bring me an old gato. Chocolate gato. Black Forest gato. Okay. I've stemmed that out of one vine.
Forever Young. Let's get on with the show. This week is all about We Invisible Girl.
We Invisible Girl, that's the name of the episode.
We Invisible Girl.
Yeah, that's what it was called in Ireland. We Invisible Girl. And I love this episode.
Yeah, it was class.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously such a big metaphor. It's such a great metaphor for how so many people feel in school. Not me, of course, 'cause
No.
I was a drama queen.
Yeah.
You mean, you could say this, they do say in this episode this was something that was done to her, but I'm like, you could say her not have a good personality, she did it to herself.
Yeah. I think be better, have a better personality.
Yeah, that's our advice to people at home who feel like lonely and ignored. Just have a better personality.
Probably your fault.
It's completely your fault, no offense, but that's why everyone hates you. I just accept that I'm a bully now. Especially now that I watch Real Housewives.
I love that you've got Kira watching Real Housewives, who's the nicest person in the world, is now being sassy as fuck to me.
Well, she did spend all of the other night in the bathroom smoking crystal meth.
At least I don't do crystal meth in the bathroom all night long, bitch.
Absolutely incredible. And we start right off the bat with Cordelia, Harmony, and a guy called Mitch walking down the hall, and Cordelia's talking about getting ready for like the spring fling.
Yes.
And she's talking about how her dresses getting ready, and Mitch says something to her like about it being blue, and he's like your eyes, and she's like,
My eyes are hazel, Helen Keller.
such as way more true. And I've always pushed myself laughing at that part just to get
Push himself. It's so
good.
Would you get away with that today?
I think you could, because
Let's say like Helen Keller and say Stevie Wonder, another blind person.
actually that's something I don't really know, because to me it's more of like it's like a factual observation rather than a slagging.
Fair. Not mocking. Yeah.
Yeah. But as they're walking down the corridor, Buffy bangs into them coming out of the her library, and she's got like all of these she's got the stakes and like a crossbow and a big wooden mace.
You're probably wondering what I'm doing with this stuff, huh?
Wow, I'm not.
Yes, I actually found this quite interesting. This reminded me of, there was a guy in our school. You know, hi, Sadie. Whenever she drops all that stuff, I'm like, that's such a random thing. Like, obviously, it's such a random thing to have. And then I was like, God, wonder if there's. I kept reminding me of like the weird people in school who had random things about. And I used to use this guy. He was a year or two younger than us, and he was the weird. He was just a kind of weirdish guy, kind of quiet, but he always carried bricks in his backpack.
Oh, he must have got bullied and then used them.
No, just to build his strength up. So he used to, but he never got any bigger. He just was kind of a smallish sort of guy, and he just for some reason used to carry a couple of bricks in his backpack.
Who was it?
I can't remember his name. He is invisible to me because I don't know what his name is. But it just made me think of like, because I think someone bumped into him and they were like, "What, you got in there, bricks or something?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "What?" And he took out 2 bricks. He's like, "Yeah, it just helps my back, strengthen my back up."
He maybe just said that, but it probably was if he was used to getting jumped and stuff after school,
I said, "Yeah,
because that would make sense. Bricks are a very common weapon in Northern Ireland. Weapon. But yeah, as they walk away, they do kind of say this crazy thing or horrible thing where Cordelia's like, "I don't know why the school admits mentals like her." And it's like a background.
yeah." Just one of the little like off camera one.
Um, and then we kind of cut to English class, and they are studying The Merchant of Venice because they're talking about Mercutio and all that kind of shit. I don't know if anyone else has read The Merchant of Venice, but it's a play by Shakespeare. But
Shout out to Shakespeare.
yeah, shout out to Shakespeare. But can't really even focus too much on what they were talking about in class because we just have line after line from Cordelia of absolutely incredible. Yeah, so they're talking about The Merchant of Venice and the character being like what Mercutio be like taking a pound of flesh, and Cordelia's like, why he always start making it about himself, and she's like,
Like this time, I sort of ran over this girl on her bike. It was the most traumatizing event of my life, and she's trying to make it about her leg.
You can tell that like he's obviously had so much fun writing that character. Yeah, it's just you can just say anything, and she delivers it. So
it was so good.
Yeah.
They're so that's why I can't wait for the kind of other seasons to come in, but for you to see her because it is just like line after line of genius. But we get a wee shift in like her kind of character next when we see her when the class ends and she goes up to her teacher and she basically asks her like, I've got all these thoughts like for the paper I need to write at the end of the year, and I'm having trouble like focusing in them. Like, could I meet you after school to like talk about it? Or it's just not a side of Cordelia that we really see.
I'm real unfocused. I have all these thoughts, and I'm pretty sure they all contradict each other.
So yes, we cut to Mitch, and he is in the locker room, and the guy's like, "Oh, you gotta look good to be on Cordelia's arm," and he's like, "Oh, it's not her arm I'm looking to be on." And then
I'd be like, "What do you want to be on?"
I'd be like, "Excuse me, but what do you mean by that?"
Sorry, that's disgusting. She's a woman.
Absolutely fucking vile.
Don't you talk about her that way!
And then we hear a girl giggle while Mitch is in the locker room alone, and he's like, "Who's there?" If there's one thing Buffy loves, it's a singular person in a locker room being like, "Well, let me take a shit."
Or a classroom where they're walking in and do maybe the hanging dead body right there.
Yeah. And then we see Chekhov's baseball bat.
Yeah, Jacko's fizzle.
I hear a girl giggling. We don't see anything except the baseball bat literally floats up and absolutely
Beats the living tripod out with fella.
punishment beaten.
Does he die?
For him being in the raft. No.
No.
He certainly does not die.
Good.
And then that's our cold open. We've got Cordelia giving out chocolates for her May Queen vote. I said Spring Fling, but it's May Queen. But Spring Fling, May Queen.
I have a question for our listeners, our American listeners. Is that what happens in American high school?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely?
Yeah.
Like, all that shit you see in every TV show where they're like, you have the prom king and they're like doing it like the politicians and they're trying to get the votes and all. Is that legitimately? I genuinely feel like it's just a thing that gets written in the TV shows.
Yeah.
If I actually went to high school in America, that is not.
No, it's actually a thing, and only just from my American family and stuff. And because even in schools, like in a lot of American high schools as well, so they do the student government.
Yeah, no, we had that too in ours, but I mean, like,
What?
I was in it.
Was I in it?
No, you weren't popular. No one liked you.
I was popular and I was smart.
You were smart, but not like
Sexy and cute.
I'm popular to boot.
you. Maybe quite clever and stuff, but people just don't want you, don't like you.
Everyone hates me.
And you're orange with an awful comb over.
But people want me and like me. Orange and comb over means people want me and like. I actually do look like I'm orange and comb over.
Or like fucking Donald Trump.
For the land of the free.
Nice from America. America. We should have got Kira to do the accent. Oh my god, I'm from America. Howdy, y'all. This is my AI voice from America.
I'm American.
I love that voice.
Oh, it's different. Okay.
David, please shut your mouth.
Okay.
What's happening is Kira come home.
So, yeah.
Anyway, so Cordelia's a bitch to Buffy in this moment when she's about to give her a chocolate, and then Cordelia's like, "Oh, that's okay. I don't need the loony fringe vote."
Yes, sweet dick.
But obviously, it's because we're going to have character growth central. But I mean, it's not anything out of place, and it is kind of funny. But Buffy just seems to be like, this is a great non-verbal, even though there is some verbal from Sarah Michelle Gellar as well. But she's really just built into like this performance from the start of the episode that there's something more going on with her. She's quite, yeah, that's it, and she just carries the weight of that really well in her character because we know that she seems to be a wee bit,
Nah.
yeah, but she's a wee bit,
Plus,
yeah, like she needs to be sertraline or something.
like she's ready for the last episode of the season, so she can have a break.
I wouldn't say so. That's the better at what you be thinking. Because I'll just get a new co-host. In fact, I'll just do your part too. And I'll just double me up. I'll just face swap my face onto yours.
I'd love to see you do that. Like,
I could draw a smiley face on a potato and there'd still be more personality in it. So Willow and Xander are telling an inside joke about like Cordelia always being a tryhard, and they're giving a story from like
oh yeah,
when they were younger. And and she's like, Willow's like, be my deputy. And Sarah Michelle Gellar's just Sarah Michelle Gellar. Buffy's just looking on,
Gee, it's fun that we're speaking in tongues.
which I just thought was great because Shantala Baba, Kushtala Mama, you know, hold me if I want to order, hold me if I want to order my dinner in Chinese. And I'll probably have to cut all that fucking shit out. See you. Thanks for making me doubt my whole spiritual life.
I actually was just making that as a baby dick. Then I actually retreated out of it because it's like, this is actually Ming.
So basically, Buffy admits that so Buffy tells Xander and Willow that she was May Queen at her last school. I think that's what they called it at her last school. And she seems a wee bit sad because I think Xander and Willow have both been like, why would anyone be interested in doing that anyway? And she's like, well, actually, I was at my last school. So what?
Okay, she was cool. Like, she was a high school cheerleader and all, and now she's the nerdy bully one. Yeah, school. Oh yeah, but that's why she's sad.
And it's kind of funny because in the Buffy movie, it's also like around the time of prom. So Buffy's like on the committee, like coming up with the theme and Ricky Lake, Luke Perry, David Arquette.
So 90s.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So there's Donald Sutherland, he just recently died. Rutger Hauer, Paul Newman.
I don't know, Paul.
Mitch just wheeled out on a stretcher from the changing room, and Snyder stops Buffy from. Well,
Oh, it's such a good joke, and you can't put it in the podcast.
if we had Patreon now, the good thing is I have all the files still. So whenever we do eventually get to Patreon, you'll literally have access to all my stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, Tony. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. And the good thing, because Patreon's behind the paywall, see if someone does copy it and put it on the internet, you can actually sue them for breach of.
Yeah.
Which is great. We're gonna sue you because we watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and what we do now for that.
Especially people who take fucking meth in the toilet. Sue Storm, bitch. You say Sue Storm?
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, but why?
Because we were saying sue, we're gonna sue you.
Fair. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry. That would be in the Patreon. Anyway, so Mitch is getting wheeled out of the locker room after he's been beaten to a bloody pulp.
Beaten to a pulp.
Right. So Mitch is being wheeled out of the locker room after being beaten to a bloody pulp by a paramilitary organization of no name. And Buffy's going to try to sneak into the locker room to have a wee look around when Snyder stops her. And I'm actually like, you're obviously meant to hate Snyder, but now I just kind of love, like, rewatching it knowing I meant to hate him. I just love kind of watching him.
Yeah.
Because he's so concerned with, like,
I actually am like, if you look at it from obviously Kira's teacher, I'm like, what is she? Why is she going to the crime?
Yeah.
scene? She is a child.
Always sticking your nose in.
I love then Willow's got her little distraction in the background and she's like, Sue.
What did you say? Mitch was gonna sue the school?
Did you notice that Buffy's looking blonder?
No,
I think they're amping her up for a wee. Oh my god, the best thing about going into a new season is the new character haircuts. Buffy sees that the word look has been written on the lockers.
mm-hmm.
Look, 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 look,
Luke.
look,
Luke. What?
look. Yeah, look.
So we get the gang there. We move on to
You're doing what I've always wanted you to do.
yeah. So we get the gang moving on to lunch. Sorry, moving on to lunch.
I'm doing until lunch.
I know. Moving on to lunch.
No.
Upskin cheesy chef and can't take their lunch. That's exactly how you would have said it.
All right.
So talk me through what's going on.
Yeah, so Giles joins them at lunch and they're kind of doing their brainstorm of the theories of what could have happened. And Xander does kind of say a funny thing when they're talking about the bat, and Xander says maybe it's a vampire bat.
I actually proper laughed out loud at that. I thought that was a funny
It
joke.
was so silly, but it was great.
Actually, is really good.
And they're just kind of talking their theories here of what it could be, a poltergeist or something like that. They don't quite land on invisible person yet. But
Weird.
what I love is that in the background there's a big poster of Cordelia for voting. Outside we've got Harmony and Cordelia.
Yes. Is Harmony the same girl from
Adam's family.
no? Oh yes, but is she also from what do you call that one with the 3 children and the parents marry each other?
Brady Bunch?
Is she in the Brady Bunch?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I thought it was the young one from the Brady Bunch. She's like really weird.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I thought it was her.
Mary Sue.
Yeah.
In it.
Anyway, never mind, not her.
I know, but she's in the Adam's family values.
That's what I've seen her in.
Summer camp.
That one. Yeah.
So Harmony and Cordelia are outside, and Cordelia's like, "Oh, you should have seen Mitch lying there, like all black and blue. How am I ever gonna be able to show people our prom pictures?" And just for a laugh, I'm gonna insert my prom picture here.
Why are you pink?
Like the glow up is legitimately real.
I don't know. I think I just look like someone who's eating or the food is never.
But I also had like pink hair as well. And remember, I got my photo taken with Jacqueline and Noreen, but I went with Natalia.
Oh, you went with Natalia?
Yeah.
Why are you pink?
We cut from that into a flashback, and it's like in the same place in school. And yeah, first time Buffy actually employs a technique like this. We've got a nice sepia toned
Yes.
so that we can see it's a flashback. And we hear a girl's voice, but we don't see her.
Hi, guys. What do you want?
And then we see Harmony getting thrown down the stairs by some sort of unknown force.
Why is she always trying?
So Harmony gets flung down the stairs by some unknown force.
Yeah.
And Buffy hears a girl giggling. I don't know if you're actually meant to like be able, if we're meant to pick out that voice is in the background because everyone is gathering around Harmony.
Yeah.
But I noticed it. Which your voice has to
Oh yes, I did hear that. Yeah, I think you are supposed to hear it. I think subtitles did say mysterious giggling voice or something.
Oh really?
I think it's in the subtitles.
I know we need to start watching things without the subtitles because it does ruin some moments sometimes.
I can't hear it unless I do have subtitles. So
Terrible volume.
I'm not allowed to. It's too loud.
Don't care to drop dead. No offense.
It's not here. It's
All right.
neighbors
Tell him to fag off.
down the street.
Right. So Harmony's like, "Ow, I've broken my ankle," or whatever, and Snyder's like, "Don't sue." It's always quite funny.
Good callback.
So Buffy follows that giggling, and she seems to bump into something in the music room.
Where are you?
Check the fucking music room.
We're outside the school now, and we see that there's a couple of mysterious men standing in the streets. Did you notice them?
Yes, I did actually,
Yeah.
and I find this really. This is one of those I'm gonna shoot to the end of the episode to be like, what the actual fuck is the Men in Black doing there? But it makes me go like, interesting that they're bringing the government now into this Buffy stuff because I'm like, that's very. Do you know what?
Yes.
Oh right.
People who watch Buffy will know.
Oh right. Well, because I actually don't know.
I mean, not until season 4, but season 4 is a government.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's like government.
Well, I don't afford to get into that. That sounds interesting then.
But this is the thing, because even when I watch a lot of like science videos on YouTube.
Yes, that girl. What's her name?
Rio Abrams.
She is amazing.
Absolutely incredible.
The videos that she posts are blow my mind every time.
Yeah.
The way she explains it really well, really concisely.
And it's basically, for anyone who doesn't know what it is, it's basically, she talks about a lot of like new scientific things, but because the world is so bogged down in negativity, it's all based around positive scientific stories. And she runs a series called Huge If True, where they talk about optimistic science.
Yes, like water that will run in a car or something like a combustible engine. Yeah, on water. I know that's not a thing. But you know, that sort of
But she had an episode where she was,
the tractor beam.
oh, not just that one. Do you watch them as well?
Yeah.
Did I get you into her?
Yeah, I'd follow her. She's amazing.
Look, guys, you can thank me for that.
Genuinely
5-minute subscriber.
What's her name?
Cleo Abrams.
Please follow Cleo Abrams. Really good.
That's-
Bringing positivity into the world.
But yes, no, basically that whole thing was just like, you wouldn't know unless you were going looking for those kind of videos that there are
Yeah,
things.
so social media. Sorry to interrupt you, but social media perpetuates negative things because that gets more traction because we jump quicker when we're angry than when we're happy. We're not going to jump and be like, "Thank you so much for making me feel better." We're just like, "Glad we feel better." So whereas social media perpetuates negative behavior, which is why if you're going to be negative and dicky to us, we'll accept what you're saying, but we're not going to engage you in conversation because there's no point. If you don't like it, don't listen. That's our little mantra that we're going to keep.
But if you're actually a real arsehole and dicky, I probably will get engaged to you just based on my history.
Yeah, that's a threat. If you're mean to us, Mari's Tony's going to mean.
So yeah, there's a couple of men in black figures that we see hanging outside the school. Buffy's wearing this amazing cord jacket. And Buffy deduces that it's an invisible girl.
Yeah, she just whips it out.
Yeah, she literally
Whips her way invisible girl out.
Yeah, Buffy is able, like, she knows that a ghost hasn't run through her because
Oh yeah, because it bumped into her.
yeah, I fully bumped into her and it didn't feel cold. That's what she was saying.
You see, that's my problem. I touched the thing, but it didn't go through me. It bumped into me.
Yeah, sorry for anyone who's just spent the last few minutes watching us in utter darkness. We've just turned out a lamp.
What's happening? I can't see anything.
Did you notice Sanders carrying a skateboard?
No,
Yep, we were wrong.
we were wrong.
Sanders skateboard.
But you didn't see him go on the skateboard, did you?
No, but he's at least carrying it, which I like. Xander's carrying a skateboard, and Buffy says that she's going to stick close to Cordelia. And Buffy's like, "Well, how am I going to be able to find a girl if she's invisible?" And Giles basically is like, "You're going to have to work on listening to people."
Fuck up, Chad.
And I'm like, "What he said, dickhead?"
What? She was like, huh? My favorite thing.
That's literally like me talking to you all the time.
Hmm?
Buffy takes out her earpod and she's like, "Sorry, what? Sorry, I wasn't listening to this whole conversation." Buffy's wearing an absolutely banging all brown leather outfit. She's like slinking around the school and she sees Cordelia and her friends like getting ready for the prom, like, well, her outfit and I think decorations or whatever for the prom. Not the prom. Spring cream fling, May cream, May fling, pre-formal. They're going to the box for the pre-formal.
Panic.
Yeah, and they're just having a swallow in school before they go.
Perfect.
Cordelia's got a wee half-lite in her bag. Yeah.
What's it called down south? They call it something else.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they have the leaving cert, but they have.
Formal. Just be a formal.
If anyone's from the south, what do you call your prom event?
If anyone's from the south, everyone from the south is from the south, not if anyone's from the south. If I do, you are a fucking paramilitary Protestant bastard. Buffy hears someone playing the sax on the flutes. But Giles is genius, so he shits himself. He turns around and Angel's right next to him. And
Oh, they were there shots, and that's really good.
because vampires don't cast a reflection.
Do you know what annoyed me about this bit though? What? That he was looking in the reflection, he turns around, Angel's there, pure shits himself, and then they show us it twice more. They go back to the glass. Oh, vampires don't see themselves in the reflection. It's like, I thought that was, or we're at the stage where vampire stuff hasn't been out that much, so people don't really know that lore.
Giles had just never had experience with it because he does say he was.
No, it isn't a plot. This isn't a character thing. This is a. I wish they hadn't have over-explained that. It was very obvious that he is a vampire, and that's why he doesn't see him.
I know. I think it was more tied into the fact that this was Giles's like realization that was something that was true. That was just kind of like mythologicalized beforehand.
It's not a word
because their chemistry in this scene as well. I actually really loved. They don't really have a scene again like this where their chemistry is like that. Angel's had a haircut and looks like an absolute ride.
So did I.
Yes, well, unfortunately, you don't have the ride part done, but you've got the hair part done. Yeah, well, if we were in America, I would say your hairline lives in Reseda.
If
Wow. That's a good one.
no, if you if
What? You're gonna get that sentence out sometime tonight?
Reseda in the morning. Reseda in the night. You give me receipt.
it's just this stupid here.
You don't even have receipt in hairline. You just have an actual hairline of a person that has hair.
So you can go shave your back now.
Giles and Angel have this lovely chemistry. And they're talking about Giles is basically
I know this is the bit where we find out the codex. Like there's a little plot.
yeah.
Where Angel's got something.
Giles also says this amazing line that kind of becomes like a little iconic thing for every previously on Buffy the Vampire Slayer of season 2. So a vampire in love with a slayer, rather poetic.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Why am I still reading Giles' voice?
I don't know.
If he was a faggot, a vampire in love with a slayer.
To be fair, he's Catholic. Nothing.
in love with a slayer. You can't tell me who's slayer. You ain't my watcher.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You can't tell me what to do. You're right about my method. Angel is warning Giles about the master, and he says he's like quite dangerous. And Angel mentions that he has a codex book of prophecies that Giles is looking for.
I actually really liked it because it was like, oh, a bit of plot movement I didn't expect. Yeah, it was just like, of course he does. Oh, Dakota, I have a couple. Do you need them?
I thought you were really
Something
sad.
like
I was like, oh my god, do you have the codex?
that.
Harangurum later.
As a couple of them in the hut. I didn't know you needed it.
Yeah. Basically said they were lost. That makes me wonder how Angel came across them. But
Just by doing this.
yeah,
Until he was finished.
you're disgusting. And I love that plays into the next episode because that is how Giles gets the prophecy.
Yes, I did. Spoilers, we watched the next episode again.
I've never seen it. Yes, so basically there's a flashback to the girl's bathroom and the girl is trying to join in the conversation. And it is the wonderful Claire Duval.
Yes, who plays the Invisible Girl?
Yes.
She is in everything.
Well, she was in The Faculty, which was one of the first great like 90s horror films written by Kevin Williamson. It's like set in a school, it's like Josh Hartnett and the teachers are all aliens. But now she's a really incredible director.
Yeah, she's in. Have you ever seen her Veep?
Was she in Veep?
She's the guard.
I've never seen Veep.
Oh my god!
I watched a few episodes and I did like it because I do like Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Is that her name?
Yeah, that's what it's up. He did whip that out straight away.
Yeah, it's because I watched the Thunderbolts trailer and she's Val.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen the Thunderbolts trailer.
It's going to be a reset, I think, for Marvel. It looks brilliant. Really basic.
What's this after in this fucking stupid pod?
We sure will. But she was in a film that was really like integral to my childhood called Help, I'm a Cheerleader. And it is like RuPaul's in it as well, and it's about a bunch of kids that get sent to like a gay conversion camp.
Oh, where'd it go?
I'm Graham, and I like girls a lot.
I shouldn't even be here.
You don't have any unnatural thoughts.
I don't think it's unnatural. I'm not perverted.
I think she's also in Girl Interrupted. Anyway, she's incredible queer icon activist.
In the West Wing. It's in the West Wing plays Shiv. Part in the West Wing plays which is so funny. She plays a Secret Service agent in the West Wing.
After she gets turned on invisible.
In the Beat, she also plays a Secret Service agent.
Oh, that is brilliant. I think I was intense.
But she's also in CSI. She's not like a huge CSI actress.
No, she looks like the girl in CSI though. But yeah, you see her trying to join in the conversation and she makes a joke like, yeah, but did you see that toupee?
I know it's terrible. Who cares? But I'm just like, that wee moment, I was like, I know exactly how that I have been that person that tried to say the thing to join in, and
just so I was taking your joke and it's been said funnier. That used to happen with me all the time in school.
And there was a girl in our school that was quite shy and quite timid.
It's not the number.
No.
Oh yeah.
So there's a girl in our school that was quite shy, quite timid, and there's something about it, like she would have tried all the time to do that, and never would have worked. And now in hindsight, I'm like,
but it was so similar to this as well because she would literally she would stand behind you
quietly.
Yeah, and now it's obviously different looking back. storyline. It obviously being older and with hindsight and whatnot, it does make you wish. It makes me wish that I had have taken the opportunities to be nicer. Not as if I wasn't nice, but being nicer to people who, now looking back on it, just have more knowledge, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
But we were also children.
and you also don't know people's like struggles.
Yeah.
And stuff.
And you have your own. I think it's like school shit. It's just shit.
Or you know, it's also so funny because I was texting Melissa, friend of the podcast, Melissa Mateer. Sorry, I won't dox her. She lives up Shangle. She was away on her holiday, and I felt like I've just been harassing her because because I was watching Harry Potter, and she was like Harry Potter world and stuff.
Oh, right, okay.
And then because I've been sharing loads of pictures of us, I just find them hilarious. But I was saying, when you shared with me last year the picture from the school reunion, and it's like my form picture. Yeah, my memory of like my form class or homeroom was that like I don't remember feeling in any way like I was particularly handsome or anything in school. But when I look at the absolute utter dogs that are in that photo, I'm like, I was actually quite cute. Yeah, like literally compared to, I shouldn't say literally compared to everyone else in the class, but it is so funny looking back now. People who I thought were, you would have thought, unless they're just unphotogenic or whatever.
There's that. Yeah, so, because people couldn't take photographs. Like we didn't. You would be rarely have a camera in your hand when you were a kid.
Even like looking at the Grease stuff as well. Like my memory is of me just always being horribly fat.
No, we're just bigger than anyone else, but we weren't horribly.
That's it. But I wasn't even really that. I must have had a little time where I like lost. Well, maybe I was losing my puppy.
I mean, you got quite slim because we did dance so much.
Cordelia basically steals her joke, and we kind of start to get this idea of what it was like for poor Marcy in school. And I love that they're literally just going right into. There's no big
No.
mystery. They're just kind of like put it all out there.
I think it was that sort of, rather than overplaying it, they just went, there are people who've experienced this in high school. I'm sure everyone at some point in their life, no matter how cool you've been, you have been the one, even if you've been the cool person in a room full of nerds.
Well, Cordelia does say this.
As like a big nerdy thing. And then they're like saying something. Let's say you're at a Star Trek convention and you love Buffy. You're both nerds, but you're probably slightly cooler than the Star Trek people. I'm joking. And you're all terrible. No, but like you're in a room full of nerds and then you say something slightly stupid.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that would never have happened in Star Trek. And you're like, oh, right. Okay. And it's like the same thing happens. So I think everyone's been there. So rather than making this huge, extraordinary thing, and maybe it's a Helmut thing, that smaller things now are becoming.
Well, that's it. It's kind of well done in the writing that the point of the story isn't the invisible girl. The point of the story is the kind of how it's like a supernatural amplification of how everyone feels.
Yeah.
Either ignored at some point, like feeling so ignored that you literally turn invisible. And I love that that's really the point of the story, is that it's not really about like the fantastical element, even though it is, but it really is about that kind of. I can't tell if you're looking at me seriously, like you're interested, or
No, yeah, I'm really interested.
if you're being facetious.
No,
you're not. But then it cuts to the quad, and Cordelia wins May Queen. Surprise, shocker.
oh yeah. Sorry, this felt a bit flat. Do you know, like, if I thought there would be more of a thing at her being the May Queen. Do you know what I mean? It just felt like there's about 6 people standing in front of a wee shit stage.
Yeah, like a wee pep rally thing.
But it felt too small.
I felt like that was kind of the point, to show how insignificant like the high school politics kind of thing. I love that like Cordelia is literally like,
So you think it was a choice?
she's like, thank you for making the right choice and showing me how much you all love me.
Being this popular is not just my right, but my responsibility. And I want you to know I take it very seriously. It all began about...
So, Giles said you'd be here.
She's so funny. And it's just delivered so... Like that's the thing with Charisma Carpenter. She's never playing the comedy. And that's the best kind of comedy. It played like for seriousness.
Yeah, because whenever Cordelia's saying those things, you know she believes that. Or she's in such a low self-esteem that she's convinced herself.
Yeah. Buffy is looking absolutely banging here with her blue scarf and sunglasses. Willow notices the men in black. And they're able to quite quickly piece together who the missing girl is.
Yeah.
Because Willow just looks up the most recent missing girl. Now, they don't say how recent it was, but Cordelia and everyone looks the same, so it must be
enough.
oh, because Cordelia is talking about Mitch has just broken up with his girlfriend, so maybe in the spring after some time has passed, like I'll take him for a test drive.
Very good. Okay, so it's
So
must a year.
it must have just been a couple of months or whatever, or the end of last year. So they found out that her name is Marcy Ross and that she was in a marching band for the 12th of July, basically. Playing the sash.
Marcy Ross. Who designed the American flag? Betty Ross,
Agatha Christie. And Buffy just climbs up the fucking trophy cabinet like dead easy.
Yeah, that was.
I was like, I could barely stand on a chair.
You burst on your feet. Wow,
All right, you crunchy ankle.
it's really crunchy.
Big crunchy ankle there. No, it just reminded me of like the fear of even standing on those. Remember the makeshift stage bits that we got in school, where it was they were obviously sturdy and stable, but the fear of trying to get on them and making not look like you were.
I know you were wide for that. I just accepted off. I fall more than you though. Yeah, that's true. I'm very clumsy, so I fall a lot. So I realize it's not that bad.
Yeah,
You don't really fall very much, and when you do fall, it's a real.
it's like in Get Out, where it's like in slow motion, and I'm falling for like 15 years. Buffy finds Marcy's wee junkie bed, and I'm like, literally, it's my house in Hemel Hempstead. You see the wee floating knife behind Buffy.
You see the wee string as well.
And Marcy seems to let Buffy go. And I don't know if it's because like Buffy doesn't really seem like a threat at this point because she's not like it's not like she's hunting for Marcy.
Yeah,
She finds the yearbook, Marcy's yearbook, and she feels like I think she relates to the idea of like I just thought about this now. Yeah, Buffy feels a bit invisible with all of this kind of Cordelia stuff that's going on. But the irony being like Buffy's not invisible because Cordelia is really just making her life a wee
but horrendous.
yeah, a bit of hell, bit of hell. A bit of help. But yeah, we see the English teacher that Cordelia was asking for help earlier in her classroom. It's like, oh, Cordelia, could you possibly be on time? And then there's no one in the room, and then all of a sudden, fucking kissable bag for life gets like put over her
Oh yeah,
head.
that was quite. I don't know why people don't go.
I don't know why people don't go.
Yeah,
Well, I guess it's the fear of being suffocated.
but it's like the only ever goes over to go, and then be like, okay, so Sam come in, go, and it would pop out, wouldn't it? If you go,
Well, not if it's being pulled really tight and you're gasping for air, but that's why I'm like, just poke your finger through the bag. It was literally like fucking sandwich bags.
I know.
Put over her head. True. But Cordelia finds her just in time. And it's funny because the teacher says like she's trying to say like, oh, I didn't see you attacking me, but for some reason the way it's written, it's like she just forgets how to speak English because she's like, attacked, didn't see. Right.
Okay, Yoda. Didn't see you attack me, you did.
And Cordelia sees on the back in the blackboard you see the chalk writing and it says listen. Buffy is showing the yearbook to Xander and Willow and Giles, and we see that everyone's written like "Have a nice summer," but that's when we find out that apparently "Have a nice summer" is like the kiss of death.
Yes, I've heard that before. I've heard that trope alert. Heard that trope before.
And it's funny because Willow's like, well, I would have a great summer. But then it's like, as they kind of try to defend themselves, then Willow's like, God, we had 2 classes with her each, like last year. So I think it just kind of goes to show it's not just because she wasn't treated well by Cordelia.
Everyone ignored her.
Yeah.
She's just an invisible personality. As we've said before, have a better personality. You won't be turned invisible by the Hellmouth.
There's also something in it that I think is just like, obviously Marcy weaponizes her feelings of loneliness, but I don't know if it was intentional the way then it also made me think everyone is obviously just so consumed in their own problems, but they feel like the biggest problems in the world.
Yeah.
So I think when you're worried about like, what's this person going to think? Or what's in a second, they're probably not even thinking about you at all, which is sad. So it is. Giles says a great thing where he's like, once again, I teeter at the precipice of a generation gap, which I just thought was just,
it's a great vibe. Just a really nice bunch of words together in a sentence.
And Giles realizes that this isn't it is a supernatural issue, but he's looking at the quantum mechanical side of
I was not expecting to hear quantum mechanical coming out of this.
or quantum physics.
I think I speak for everyone here when I say, huh?
So people perceive Marcy as invisible, and she literally became that, but obviously because of the Hellmouth.
Yeah, it's life on the Hellmouth.
we see Marcy in a flashback putting her hand up in English trying to answer a question, and as she continually gets overlooked, her hand kind of disappears.
Also made me realize, oh, that's why she attacked that teacher.
Yeah.
Yes, I was like, before I was like, just because Cordelia likes that teacher, you're attacking her. And then it wasn't until just there now you said that I remembered that it was that exact teacher that wouldn't point to her.
Yeah.
Also ignored her.
That's when, like, obviously then they put all of that together, and it's funny because then Willow's like, no wonder she's miffed. And I just thought it was so funny because miffed just feels like such a word that isn't American.
Oh, yeah.
Miffed seems like something that like your mom and daddy would say, like, oh yeah, like she's miffed.
No wonder she's miffed.
Cordelia comes into the library. She seems a wee bit she's shook up obviously from finding her teacher sucking on a fucking Tesco bag for life.
Because right now, every little helps.
She looks a bit vulnerable.
Yeah, she was definitely a bit frazzled, but continues to deliver some of the best lines. And she's like, I know we've had our differences, what with you being so weird and all.
Hanging out with these total losers.
Cordelia realizes that she's the target, and she's like,
This is all about me. Me.
Wow, for once she's right.
and she says to Buffy, and everyone's just like, I was kind of hoping you weren't a guy. So it's kind of good. Like, I like this kind of vulnerable side to her where you see that she's not just being mean for the sake of it. It's like, it's still so ingrained in the way.
You?
Yeah.
She's you. I'm a horrible, horrible cunt.
Stop it, David. You know that I get triggered by that.
Sorry, you're such not a horrible cunt. No, I'm joking. It's just I can't help it that I'm so popular.
I'm sorry that people are so jealous of me.
I just mean like that. You say the first things in your head, so does she.
Yeah, and Jazz is like, I don't recall ever seeing you in the library. And she's like, oh,
Oh no, I have a life.
she's just so funny.
She's just batting them away. She's just being served up these great opportunities to be brilliant and lovely, and she's just nailing every bit of it.
And then we have this little cut scene at Marcy's drug den where she's just like, yeah, I'm going to see you going to the house, right? Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. She's just pure,
Moving really fast.
yeah, incoherent mumbling.
Well, because you didn't see me coming. Cordelia, I remember you, all your slut friends. I mean, I hate them. They take your life and they suck it out of you. They didn't see me coming. No, they gotta learn.
Rambling, and we see she's got like a little bag that's got like injections and stuff and a stick. Yeah, so basically Marcy's trained off TikTok to do Botox and lips. And she's starting her esthetician page, Marcy's Beauty Therapy.
Marcy Mia.
Invisible lips with a Z. And then we've got this kind of nice scene of Cordelia and Buffy walking down the corridor, and we get more of a real like glimpse into kind of Cordelia's personality.
It's awful to feel that lonely.
So you've read something about the feeling?
Hey, you think I'm never lonely because I'm so cute and popular? I can be surrounded by people and be completely alone. It's not like any of them really know me.
She's like, sometimes I think when I'm talking, people are so busy just like agreeing with me that they're not actually even listening to what I'm saying. Yeah. And I just thought it was really nice we look into, it's a deeper side of.
No, it is. But it's funny because if that is something that is seen as deep and interesting in that era, but if someone said that now, I'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry, it's so hard being you. Everyone liking you so much that they're over great, and it's like, check your preference.
But that's where Buffy says to her, like, well, if it's so bad, then why do you work so hard on it? And Cordelia says, because it beats being alone all by yourself. I just thought it was really quite poignant, yeah. So we hear Sash and Willow, Xander, and Giles go to join the Orange March. The Sash. So we hear the Sash and Willow, Xander, and Giles are on the Lisburn Road with their bottle of Buffy, and they join in the Orange March. And Cordelia's getting changed in the mop closet.
If you ever tell anyone that I changed in a mop closet.
So Giles, Willow, and Xander, they're following the music, and it takes them down to the basement, but
it's a fucking track. It's pre-recorded. It's very obvious that it is too.
Yeah.
Can you say gulp?
And Xander says this great line, and it's like, can you say gulp? Which I loved. It was very like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it did feel like, oh, Eggie. Like a real...
This is my fault, this.
Yes, and then this is the point where we get the classic...
Yes. They're attacked by rattlesnakes in the basements.
No, it's just a Millie saying yes.
No, it's just the guy standing outside like,
raging. So obviously Marcy's turned on the gas thingies, ran out. And I'm like, I don't understand why people run into a big panic. Either just leave or just turn it off. People just then suddenly everyone like lifts up lighters and going like, should I like this? Should I start sparking this metal off metal?
Well, also Marcy's obviously closed the door and locked them in.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And then took the gas knob off.
Well, she's obviously looked at all my plot holes and then fixed it.
Yes. But what I did think was funny is that they've got the handle. The handle just goes back on.
And I voted.
Yeah, we'll not just call like that plot point. Joss Whedon.
But
I'll say it wouldn't have been as good if that's what had happened.
yes, of course.
Buffy's trying to have a wee heart-to-heart with Cordelia through the door.
Somehow it doesn't seem to matter how popular you are when...
You were popular? In what alternate universe?
In L.A. The point is, I did sort of feel like something was missing.
Is that when you became weird and got kicked out?
Okay. Can we have the heartfelt talk with a little less talk from you?
We hear a bit of a struggle, and then Buffy gets kicked out of the door. We see like Cordelia's wee feet. Like Marcy must be strong as fuck.
I'm just wondering this. I think I'm gonna say she's getting superpowers because of the helmet.
Yeah.
I think she's just raging. She's just full on.
Also, Cordelia's quite slim.
She's a tiny wee whiff of a woman. Like,
Yeah. Plus, we obviously don't know the size of Marcy now because she could be. She's invisible, so she could be massive.
she could have eaten like fuck.
Yeah.
See her.
She'd be like the Incredible Marcy Hulk.
But it's really annoying. It used to be an annoying thing that because I was fat, people assumed I was also strong.
Oh yeah, that used to really annoy me when people try to get me to help them like move things, and because I also
actually were weak.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore.
My legs are quite strong.
You're very strong.
Kick the fuck out of you.
Well, because you had to constantly push back. But
yeah, that's it. I'm basically like a gay version of Buckaroo. Buffy finds Cordelia in Marcy's little drug den.
Yeah.
But then Marcy like kicks Buffy through the roof.
Oh yeah, this is a proper good like.
It was good reaction.
Was there crunch? No. And no.
It's in that room though, I think.
Yes, it is in that room. Sorry.
Yeah,
never mind.
It is very similar to that scene.
I can't wait till that crunch though, because I find that was very festival. Anyway, we're on this bit. So I think it's in the finale. In the finale, whenever she gets thrown at the very beginning, she's in the subtle fight.
Yeah, she lands on her head. You hear like with chiropractors, the TikToker just breaking down that video.
Yeah.
Yep. I thought you were talking about the crunch when she's in that room with Herbert the Pagan who walks on his boat.
Oh yeah, no, that's also a similar crunch.
But yes, so Buffy finds Cordelia, gets kicked through the roof and knocked out by Marcy, and it is quite this wee creepy scene where you see that floating injection.
I hate seeing people get needles in their neck like that.
Yeah.
Because the needle goes all the way in, and I'm like, but that needle was longer than her neck, so where's it going?
Well, it wasn't longer than her neck, but it was also like, you would have to have good precision to make sure that like you were going into like
a
vein
or an artery,
which is quite hard to do, but maybe she actually just didn't care. She died. YOLO, sorry. Marcy could have been studying how to be like a phlebotomist or something during the time that she's been in the roof. That's where I'd been in for getting a job at the invisible blood drain. So Cordelia and Buffy both wake up in the bronze and they're tied to the Iron Throne.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cordelia's like, I can't feel my face when I'm with you. I can't feel my face when you're not with you.
People for the orange. Yeah,
and then they see that Learn is written in big mad glitter on the curtain, and I was just thinking, for a to Marcy, to take the time to glue out glitter.
No. This is my biggest problem for this whole episode, and I just realized it right now.
Well, you don't believe that she's gay?
No. Damage gay as fuck because she loves glitter. But there is absolutely no way anyone out there, and I hope we have our lovely drag queens that follow us, that glitter the fuck out of themselves.
Yeah.
Right? As we all know, it is impossible to remove glitter from yourself for months after that you've applied even the smallest amount of glitter to anything.
Yeah.
She would be running around like a wee sparkly ball covered in that red glitter. Was it red?
Right? I think it was gold.
Gold. So we covered in gold. That was my little thing. It was like, no fucking way. There'd be glitter everywhere. Because I one time dressed up as Santa during COVID.
Yeah.
And I put this like white shit all over my beard. And it was like glittery thing. And genuinely had glitter in my asshole for months after it. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's true.
Everywhere.
Like, when I've done like drag looks sometimes and have...
You used to glitter your beard?
Yeah. And I would have...
Green?
Yeah, and I would have glitter in my beard for years. First, when I did green glitter vomit last Halloween for when I was the Exorcist.
Why'd you eat it?
Because it was meant to be vomit. I was sorry.
It's okay.
I was doing a drag version of Regan from The Exorcist.
Sorry, I only got annoyed because you purposely put it in my face. So you accidentally did it. It's fine. It's not your fault.
Okay.
You don't have to
And literally I just had glitter in my everywhere for
you
still there.
you speak of just rain glitter.
Yes.
This is where I'm like, I actually thought they were going to use the glitter as a plot device to find her. It's like, oh, there's a bit of glitter in her, so she's running past me. She runs past. No, but that's just my little ADHD brain. Man, yes, no way. But there's not glitter absolutely.
I'm also wondering, is she still wearing the same outfit she turned invisible in, or does anything she put on turn invisible?
This is what I was thinking of.
Or is she naked?
I also was thinking this too. Didn't get really lost in that. I just
Because if there was loads of glitter on it and she put on her invisible jumper,
but if her jumper's invisible, would she be able to find it? She makes a footprint so she can make, and she's drawing things so she can obviously.
yeah. Well, the thing is that curtain could have been on the ground and she could have put the glue out first and then.
Or like their lineage, it really doesn't matter.
Well, that's what you.
They just didn't use it as thing. I'm just saying.
That's what you get friends find.
It was just my little funny observation joke, and I want to say that, you know, using glitter, there's no way she'd be invisible anymore.
Oh my God, that's right. Oh my God, treat that on to the Netflix special.
Come on, Marcy, what are we supposed to learn?
Marcy says Cordelia is the lesson.
I'm gonna give you a face no one will ever forget.
Do you want to know how I got this scar?
Yeah, that's shit in the same.
And then I literally
Sorry, is that Pete from Family Guy? Peter from Family Guy?
No, but it's very similar to that. Yeah. You want to know how I got these scars, Joey? But I kind of. But literally after when I was thinking that, I'd spent ages in my room trying to perfect doing that impression. Angel saves the gang in the basement, and he just lifts Willow like she's literally a ragdoll. He lifts her so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, she obviously must be.
She is tiny.
Yeah, she obviously must be quite tiny and light. But he just, I was like, oh, he could probably lift me like a ragdoll.
He couldn't.
And then he could break my back like a ragdoll too. But then he could me like I'm a. Sorry.
Leave that in.
Yeah. But he really could. Cordelia tries to tell Marcy that she knows how she feels, but Marcy gets like raging at Cordelia and then she slices her face with
Seen that that was
with
weird
the knife.
with the wee bit.
Seen that wee bit. Like so we were watching it.
That's a bit I watched.
Buffy breaks free, but Marcy kicks the fuck out of her. And I actually was thinking it must be quite funny to try and act like you're being hit by something that isn't there. And it's just funny because like Buffy, like she gets kicked in the stomach and then she like knocks over the chair. It is so clumsy. Like she's just trying to get up, but she can't do it. And I do like that she says,
You know, I really felt sorry for you. You've suffered. There's one thing I really didn't factor into all this. You're a thundering loony.
There's a really cartoon noise. There's like,
Yeah.
Then we get this incredible shot that I love that I actually use as my opening shot, my cinematic season 1 video. And it's where Buffy tells Cordelia to shut up and she's practicing listener. But I love that Buffy's like, Cordelia, shut up. It's like, okay. And you see the camera kind of like pans around her and it's like slow motion. Yeah, you see like her hair's kind of move because there's obviously like the spotlight of the it's a really
It's great. That shot was really good. The class.
and basically Buffy punches the fuck out of Marcy and Marcy flies through a glare curtain and then Buffy's like, I see you. But then literally Buffy punches her out once and she goes flying through the curtain and then the Men in Black.
Another one.
We probably are gonna get a record deal.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Edwards.
So the Men in Black come in and they're FBI, female body inspector.
Well, where were you 10 minutes ago when she was playing surgeon?
Xander's wearing this great t-shirt that says 25-cent peep show.
I didn't notice it.
I loved it.
I've never seen his t-shirts though, but I didn't notice.
He's got some really good ones. Oh, I had a wee fashion moment here because it was
I see that.
Oh yeah. Oh, that basically where this episode ends.
Yeah.
The FBI come in and
We got it, and then they leave.
yeah, they're like, oh yeah, and have a nice day. And I love the Buffy's like, well, where the fuck were you 5 minutes ago when she was like practicing playing surgeon? Literally like that. I'm gonna dub over my Belfast voice. Like, well, where the fuck were you 5 minutes ago when she was playing surgeon, right?
I can see that in my mind's eye. I've heard we voiced in that.
Yes, so Xander's wearing this great 25-cent peep show t-shirt. Will's wearing these great dungarees, and Buffy's got this other kind of wee cool t-shirt on, and I'm just like... Cordelia comes and thanks them, like, outside the library. And it's quite this nice...
It was sincere.
This nice wee scene. Well, sincere for a moment. It's rather heartfelt until Mitch comes up to them, and then she's back to her regular. She's like, oh yeah, they just needed someone to tell them.
Do you know, like, whenever did you ever go away with school? And like primary school, secondary school, and I don't mean America, like you went,
Yes.
like,
And then you really got on with someone you wouldn't normally get on with well in school.
and then you go back to school and then you fall back into your old ways because you're like, yeah, can't be friends. We're like,
Yeah, that happened to me. I don't know, maybe in my own college if it would have happened with.
we didn't really go anywhere in my own college.
No, but I know I've got particular
Choir.
memories from.
Like going away with choir and stuff, you would end up talking to somebody in the choir and be like, you really dead on?
Yeah,
I'm never going to talk to you
I
again.
can't think of anyone cool that it would have been like that. The good thing about our school as well, that they did this kind of good thing that I thought was very smart for our report cards, where we got effort grade and academic grade.
Yeah.
So it was especially good for our parents because you could try really hard but not be good at something.
Yeah.
The one time that my effort grade and academic grade for PE was always A for effort, C for academic, until it was dance.
I was going to say ribbon dance.
So like with Miss Thompson, but I wasn't ribbon dancer, but it was like, we were doing like,
I think it was street dancing.
yeah, it was
that-
like, it was like,
Elbows out everywhere.
yeah. Like Save the Last Dance, like,
Yeah.
and then I got,
More white people misappropriating black culture.
and that was the only time I ever got 2 A's for PE, which was
I never got ace.
brilliant. And I remember in the National Record of Achievement when the teachers all have to write a statement about you, and it was like, Tony knows how to move safely.
Yes.
It was like, because they can't write he's good at anything.
Yeah, you do afford.
But I was actually really good at gymnastics,
Yeah, no,
which was weird.
you're really good.
So I remember
Like,
Mr. O'Connor he was really surprised and he kept using me as an example to do things, because I could do crab's bend and literally like walk in a crab's bend. I don't know how. Maybe I've got like hyperflexibility or something.
Maybe, but you're also like a really good dancer. Okay, I don't believe I just said that, and then you just did that to prove that you're not.
But I am a good dancer.
I know, but I think that it requires you to know your body well enough to be able to dance. It just is if you were to put dancing to, if you to put, stop interrupting my jokes. We're gonna fucking kill you.
You're gonna fuck and kill me.
Kill you. Can kill you and put us over your head. Yeah. Expect your leg to go up that. I think that would go by.
But yeah, so basically Cordelia finds him outside the library. It's all heartfelt until Mitch comes over, and then she's like, she was like, she said she calls them a social leper colony. She was like, "Do you think I want to be part of that social leper colony?"
But then when they turn around, it's like, buy my babies.
I just thought
So what is buy my babies?
social leper colony is this? I don't know, but it seems familiar.
Baby for friends.
Oh yeah, it's when she's famous and she's got her cool voice.
Well, that's it. Yeah, buy my babies.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you. It was in my head. I couldn't figure it out.
And we see that Marcy. Well, we don't really technically see Marcy, but it's implied because she's invisible. We don't see her.
Oh yes,
That she's brought into a classroom of
like spies and
yeah.
like killers.
Well, we only presume that there's a classroom full of them.
Yeah, you couldn't
See them. And it's like open at page 46 or whatever, and the pages says assassination and assimilation.
That I thought that was a really clever little twist,
Yeah.
and also quite like the fact it was bringing it like. There's been a bit of me that hasn't brought it up to be like, is no one else noticing that there's loads of murders happening in this wee tiny town and like government wise, and so it's like I quite like the fact that just okay, so someone's somewhere paying attention, and as you said later on in the series, we find out more. But
But yeah, that was that episode, and the only thing that I wonder is that kind of visible people see each other.
no,
I am just fascinated by the physics of invisible people,
because we walk into each other all the time.
and if it makes you, and if it being invisible, if you can if you have another sort of higher sense, if the other senses go,
Like, can you really like heat?
like, can you see yourself?
No, because she goes like this and she couldn't. So we can see her not seeing herself.
It must just be weird. You would feel like a camera. You'd
Yeah.
feel like a floating camera.
Or you feel like you're in like VR.
Yeah. That is weird. Like, yeah.
But anyway, thanks for watching.